Hello everyone, this is Mark III and welcome back to my factory on Factorio. I'm going to continue where I left off, which is mining and maintenance operations. So sorry if that continues to bore you silly. And I'll also continue my conversation about Armada, at least for the time being. I've talked about... actually I need to unload those, so I'll put those 3 into there. I talked about most of the races now, except for one, and that is what I'm going to be talking about this time for completion's sake. And that is the Imperial Navy. The original, well, one of the 2 original factions which was put into the entire thing. And oddly enough, it's the one that I played the first, and it's also the one that I've talked about the absolute least so far. And there is a reason for that. Though also, what I'm going to be doing is I want to get some filters in here because these mines are producing a ton of pollution. And so I want to get that down and see if I can fix up this entire section a little bit. It's not going to be much. There's not much space for a big filter farm like I've got upstairs. In fact, I think I can only fit like... Yeah, I can only fit like a couple of factories into there. Let's have a look at the grid. Okay, it's this grid here that's going wrong. And so I need to have a coal supply coming over here to let me filter around here. Okay. Anyway, yeah, back onto the Imperial Guard. I went into the Imperial Guard thinking that they would be my absolute favourites, you know? And to some extent they are. At least as far as my ideology is concerned. No, it needs to be there on the waterfront. Okay. And that is because my ideology is... 111. Yeah. My ideology is that I like tanks and heavy armour and massive cannons and things like that. I'm not ashamed of it, I'll admit it. That is actually my favoured style in a great many things. I like being able to tough and take an absolute pounding. Though it does also mean that I have a slight problem with, you know, mobility. I think is probably the best way to look about it. And the Imperial Guard does have some serious mobility issues. Yep, that's fine. Okay. The Imperial Guard just cannot manoeuvre. At all. Effectively. Actually, I could build a carousel design, couldn't I? No, let's just build it straight. The Imperial Guard is heavy ships, but slow ships, and their descriptions say that they are heavily armoured. They are. They've got 50 around the place, except for the prows, which are 75. Only the orcs can actually match that in terms of durability, head on. But they are also... Ooh, what am I doing? I also need a pair of blues. No, I don't. A pair of yellows will do it. But they are also sluggish as well. That I have not found so much, in all honesty. Because I have played them a fair bit, and I found that what with their thruster capacity and all that, they can actually be surprisingly manoeuvrable when it comes right down to it. That's 10, that'll make it 15, okay. They can manoeuvre extremely well, it's their speed that's a bit lacking. And let's be fair, they are massively armoured. But I've also found that I don't really like their loadout options, I suppose I should say. I don't like how they have mixed weaponry so much, because I prefer to specialise my weaponry in a game like this. It's like, why should I have everything, you know, mixed? Why can't I just mix my bonuses together and things like that? I'll split it off there. That's why I prefer to specialise with giving a ship just macro weaponry. Or, if I can, just lances, though just lances seems to be an incredibly unrealistic and naive option from what I've seen so far. Because they just don't give it to you. I've not seen a ship yet which can actually specialise in just lances. Though Chaos can get more lances than anything else, they can't actually do it outside of a multi-linked array. Which means they've got macro weapons fitted into it as well. Which is a tad annoying. Ah, I thought I hadn't built it for a moment there. Okay. 15. I'll just load this straight into the assembly machine output. And that'll get these filters going and deal with this pollution hotspot coming from my massive mining array. At least I hope so. Anyway, the Imperial Guard. They've got a nice mixture. They've got some forward-facing lances and things like that, which are decent for pursuing things. But I've struggled really to find an arrangement with them that I like. I've sent them into battle, I've fitted them out as brawlers, I've tried to fit out some carrier types, though again there's a lack of fighter bays in general. And I don't know, they have the armour, they have some decent hull strength, but I can't really make good sense of them because they are built for heavy broadsides for most of their weaponry. But with arrangement like that, I would think that they would favour... Well, if I was building a ship like that, I'd favour some heavier forward-facing guns. All loaded, good. Some heavier forward-facing guns like the Eldar have. But I've not seen anything like that, really, on most of the Imperial ships. I also get their design for ramming, which is why their thrusters can be so good up close. And that's the way I've really been using them, like, getting close, ram the foul opponents, and just... hope for the best. And that works really. I've enjoyed doing it with them, or at least I did. I can't say I enjoy doing it now because I've not played them for absolutely ages. I got into the Chaos and thought, hey, I can build some serious fighters like this, and that's what led to me to using the Chaos as my boarding specialists of all things. And then I got the Orcs and I started building them as my heavy close-range brawler types, despite their absolutely lousy manoeuvrability and weak shields. Because the shields can act as a serious buffer to help you survive things. And then I got the Eldar, which are extremely mobile and fast, and again, I've been enjoying them a great deal. How they can just dart around the battlefield, and admittedly they don't have the void shields, which I would normally favour, but they can just take so much damage when they've got their hollow fields up and running. Because the faster they go, the more they evade. So, you know, it's like, speed demons! Let's pour the nitrous into the engines and go charging all over the place. And that's effectively what the Eldar do. And that has actually been quite fun for me. But the Imperial Guard... I don't know. Sorry, not the Imperial Guard, the Imperial Navy. What am I on about? They're not the Imperial Guard. The Imperial Guard is an entirely separate organisation. But yeah, I've also been looking at them, and I've actually been fitting them out for... When I was playing with them, I fitted them out for numerical superiority. Because one of the favours that you give for them, I think that is actually the Imperial Guard favour. Or is it a Navy Admiralty? I'm not sure which. But it lets you actually summon additional escort ships. Admittedly, there's a bit of a long cooldown on it, but it means you can call in extra ships after the battle starts. So that favours very much going in with a capital heavy loadout. I'm also out of tunnels. So going with lots and lots of capital ships. Oh, my power's running out. Yay, more things to do. Going with capital ships, have them with that ability, and then as long as the enemy stays away from you, they can do that, sure. But it means that you're going to be running around with what's dead? A wall. Yeah. As long as they're doing that, though, they're just giving you time to summon in reinforcements. And if you choose a type which is one that you can actually, you know, you've upgraded, and you've given better equipment, then it sucks for them. Why doesn't it have any splitters loaded in? What's this short of? Electronics. What's the electronics short of? Nothing. Oh, copper. Why are you short of copper, you silly thing? Why are you short of copper? You don't have enough copper. Why aren't you? What? Is that thing broken? Okay, that's very strange. I'll just swap that around. Oh, you are... Okay, I don't know what's going on there. For some reason, that loader was refusing to load into this factory. Hang on, that loader is not grabbing... What? What's going on? That loader is not grabbing from that tunnel entrance section. So it's not loading down there. I've lost a turret. What's going on? Why aren't you loading? Do I need to put a loader there? No, that's refusing to load as well. Why aren't you loading? Are you out of power? No, you are not. Oh, you got too many circuits in you. Oh. So why aren't you sending to there? Because that's got 2. That's got 9. That's got... Okay. Okay. Now it's just jammed up because it's not loading. It's not loaded properly. And what's... Flipping... My factory's been invaded again. Somewhere around here. Oh. Oh. They went after my... Okay. For some reason they went after my filter line. Sure. Let's do that. Though it doesn't seem exactly polluting. So I'm not sure why they did that. Speaking of pollution, how is my pollution doing now? That is actually a low density spot, so it is helping. Enemy nests are multiplying all over. Fine. But, yeah. Anyway, Imperial Guard. The way that I've found to play with them, as I said, unlike the others, is bring in lots and lots of support ships and just... Yay, advanced electronics. I want robotics, which needs battery, which needs sulfur. Fine. Which is just bring in, you know, lots and lots and lots of support ships. Preferably ones that you're fitting upgraded to. And then just munch on the opponents with your superior numbers. Though if you're hiding a lot, most opponents, I've noticed, do tend to just go, oh, he's over there somewhere, charge. Because they don't want to leave you alone. Even if you're not actively fighting them. Because, well, let's be honest, it's a game about fighting. It's a game about competition. And they don't like it if you are just sitting around, and honestly, I don't like it when I'm just sitting around as well. That's what makes Orcs versus Eldar so annoying. At least to me. It's an exercise in... I've got to try and capture these guys and trap them. Otherwise they're just going to be somewhere. And I seriously need some guns over here. Because that enemies coming this way are now getting into the heart of my base. And that's... They're also... Since they're messing with that, that'll just make things harder for me to deal with. Right, is that all of you? Is that all your foolishness for now? I think it is. Yep, that's running, that's running. Is anything else ground to a halt because of that? Except for my my factory, my filter zone is messed up again. They like going for that bit, don't they? I'm actually running out of things to say about my adventures in Gothic, because I've described all of the factions and what I like to do with them, really. Admittedly, I've not said much about the Imperial Navy, but that's because I've not really used them much. I said a lot more about the Orcs because I've used them most. Makes sense. But yeah, that about does it with them. So I guess I'm going to move on to briefly discussing. Yeah, I'm just going to briefly discuss a few other things, like I picked up Singularity for a few pounds. It's like, hey, it's on sale, might as well get it. And the reason I got that is because it's one I plan to do a playthrough on. Way back on my Xbox. And unfortunately my Xbox is currently El Busto, so I can't do that. There it is. I knew I had a turret production factory around here somewhere. My Xbox is currently El Busto, and it's also a much weaker machine than my PC. Got to be honest about that. So I've got again. I'm probably going to start playing and recording that sometime during this coming week. It's it might be that and or Wolfenstein. I'm not sure which one. If I'm going to pick between them, I'll probably try some Wolfenstein as well, because I need. I don't have any fast-paced kinds of games on here. Let's be honest, I'm only running Factorio as my main one right now. And that is not the most riveting of games for many people. Honestly, I was doing fairly well when I was running on From the Depths. Though again, that was a whole creative side issue. So yeah, there might be some video gameplay of Singularity turning up at some point. Just a bit of warning. I don't know why I'd warn you about that, but hey, maybe, maybe not. Who cares? I'm kind of concerned about all of this. This area is still heavy on the pollution. I think I'm going to need to make some more air filters. And that means I'm going to need some more of these. 5, 10, 15. I need 3 filter items per filter machine. But that's right, I still have the power issue to deal with as well. I think I'm about out of iron ore though. Sorry, iron ore, iron plate. Or something. I'm just going to dump those damaged machines in there. Dump the walls. No, pick those out again. Get rid of those. What's blown up? A wall down that way. Yeah, look at all that damage. I've got to get some defences out there as well, because that's becoming a regular attack route. And I don't like it, because I have no defences out there. That's why I went and grabbed some guns. But yeah. Unfortunately, that also about does it for this particular video. So, this is Iron Mark 3. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I'll catch you some other time in my lovely and struggling factory on Factorio. Bye bye.